Hey fam, Brian here. Hope everybody's doing okay and is safe during this interesting time in our history. I wanted to take an opportunity, and I'm going to make a series of videos here talking specifically about breath work, about pranayama, because some of us are confined in our homes at this point in time, and we actually have an opportunity here to dedicate a little bit more time to our practice, to our asana work, to our breath work, to our meditation, rather than, scrolling through social media or binge watching Netflix or whatever it is some of us are finding ourselves doing. So pranayama, breath work, can be actually a fantastic tool to help prepare us and fight against illnesses and that sort of thing, because it can strengthen our respiratory system, it can strengthen our immune system, and certain practices can really also help us calm down mentally and focus in. So pranayama is a very powerful practice in a time like this. So there's going to be a series of videos talking specifically about how to do each of those things and breath work to accompany that. First, we need to learn how to breathe, right? Many of us breathe very shallowly. We breathe with our chest, especially when we're anxious, which many people are right now. When we're worried about something, we'll find that our breath isn't really flowing fully as it should, right? So the first thing we need to do is to tune in and reconnect with that nice, deep, what we call yogic breath, right? And this comes with three parts specifically. The first is this low belly. This is where our diaphragm works, okay? So sit with me here for a moment. We'll just put your hands on the belly. We'll just take a nice big breath in and try to lift your hands with your belly as you inhale. As you exhale, just let those fingers come back together. Take a breath in, expand. Breath out, belly relax, pull it slightly in. Good, breath in, feel your hands move out. Breath out. This is part one. Then we take our hands up to the chest, right where the lower ribs start to come together here, okay? The second part of the breath opens the chest like this, and we use the intercostal muscles, these muscles between the ribs, to help this movement happen. So hands to the ribs, and take a big breath into your chest so that your fingers spread apart. And as you exhale, let them come back together. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, ribs spread. Breath out, ribs come back together. And then the final part of our three-part yogic breath is up here by the clavicle, by this collarbone, very top of the chest. So we can let our hands come up there, find that clavicle bone. And as we inhale, feel the chest lift up, shoulders slightly lift up. Exhale, comes back down. So there's this upward moment as we inhale. Exhale, relax down. Good, one more time. Inhale, upper part of the chest. Exhale. Now, a good healthy breath puts all three of these together in order. So we start by breathing into the low belly. Chest expands. Find a little lift of the chest at the top. And as we exhale, chest comes back together, belly empties. Breath in, belly, chest, lift. Exhale, chest relaxes, belly pulls in. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. One more, breath in, breath out. Good. Now, on average, as we breathe throughout the course of the normal day, we're using very little percentage of our lung capacity, right? And so as we increase this lung capacity and as we lengthen the breath, it gives our respiratory system a chance to become much more efficient and really utilize more oxygen, strengthening the respiratory system. But if you'll notice, as we breathe deeply, it also does something to us mentally to help us calm down, right? So if we find ourselves in a very anxious state, if we find ourselves unable to sleep at night, for example, one thing that we can do that is very effective very quickly is to lengthen the exhale, and ideally twice as long as our inhale. So if we're going back to that nice full yogic breath, and we're breathing in, let's say, for a count of 4, then we'll try to exhale for a count of 8. And by lengthening that exhale, we're sending a signal to our body and our brain that it's time to calm down, to settle down. You notice when you relief, you let out a big sigh, like a right? That's what's happening subconsciously. Well, we can actually do this consciously. So let's try this. Sit up nice and tall. We'll go back to that nice full yogic breath. Let's breathe in for a count of 4, fully in. Fully out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breath in. 3, 2, 1. Breath out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breath in. 3, 2, 1. Breath out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can play with these ratios, okay? So if that felt really difficult for you, you can shorten it. Maybe a breath in for 3 and an exhale for 6, right? Or maybe you can still breathe in for 4, but exhale for 6 or 7. That's okay. The idea is to get a longer exhale than inhale. Maybe you'll find your capacity is longer. For me, it's usually a breath in for 10 and a breath out for 20, right? So you can play around with it. But the idea is, as we extend the exhale, it helps calm the nervous system. So try that. Stay tuned for more videos where we'll dive into a bunch of different practices. Stay well, friends. Talk to you soon.